Ladies and gentlemen, sure, there is an immense power in silence that many people fail to recognize. It is not the absence of sound, nor the lack of engagement. It is a deliberate and conscious choice to remain grounded amidst the chaos. True strength is often found in those moments when you do not react, when you choose to remain calm in the face of provocation, and when you rise above the noise that seeks to pull you down. In a world that encourages constant chatter, noise, and external validation, it is easy to forget that the most profound actions are often those that come from within, in the stillness of your own being. When life throws its challenges at you, when people try to undermine you or provoke you, the temptation to react, to shout back, to defend your honor, can feel overpowering. But it is in those very moments when your silence becomes a form of strength, a testament to your inner power. To remain silent is not a sign of weakness, nor is it an act of submission. It is the conscious decision to not allow external circumstances to control your state of mind. It is the ability to choose how you respond, and more importantly, to recognize that you do not need to engage with every conflict that comes your way. In silence, there is clarity. It is easy to be swept up in the emotions of a heated situation, to react impulsively, and to get caught in the whirlwind of anger or frustration. But when you choose silence, you step back from the immediate emotional response and create space to think clearly. You give yourself the time to understand the situation fully and to determine the best course of action. This ability to step back, to remain calm, is what sets the strong apart from the weak. It is not the loudest or most boisterous person who wins the battle, but the one who can maintain their composure, who can stay true to their principles, and who can find peace amidst the chaos. Your silence also speaks volumes to those around you. When others try to provoke you, when they test your boundaries or try to get under your skin, your silence becomes a powerful statement. It shows them that their words and actions have no power over you. It sends a clear message that you are not easily swayed or distracted by the trivialities of the world. In a way, your silence strips away the power that others seek to wield over you. They may expect a response, a fight, or a defense, but by remaining quiet, you deny them the satisfaction they crave. You refuse to play into their game, and in doing so, you demonstrate a strength that cannot be shaken by their attempts to provoke you. Furthermore, silence allows you to remain true to yourself, free from the need to conform to the expectations or judgments of others. In a world that is constantly telling you how to think, how to act, and what to say, choosing silence is an act of rebellion against the noise of external influence. It is a declaration that you trust your own inner voice, that you are secure in your own beliefs, and that you do not need validation from the outside world. In these moments, silence becomes a form of self-empowerment. It is a declaration of independence from the external forces that seek to shape you. There is also a deeper, more spiritual dimension to silence. It allows you to connect with your true essence, to listen to the wisdom that lies within you. In the quiet moments, away from the distractions and demands of the world, you can hear the whispers of your soul. You can reconnect with your purpose, realign yourself with your values, and remember who you truly are. Silence, in this sense, becomes a sacred space for self-discovery and growth. It is in the stillness that you can access your intuition and the strength that lies within your heart. The power of silence is not passive. It is an active choice to remain present, to choose your response with intention, and to embody strength through composure. It is in those moments of silence that you gather your strength, prepare for what comes next, and emerge with greater clarity and purpose. The world may continue to make noise, people may continue to provoke, but when you can stand firm in your silence, you stand strong in your own power. You are no longer subject to the whims of others or the external forces that seek to control you. Instead, you become the master of your own experience, choosing how to respond, how to grow, and how to rise above it all. In this world that celebrates action and reaction, the quiet, deliberate choice to remain silent can be the most powerful response of all. It is in your silence that you find your strength, your clarity, and your ability to overcome the challenges that come your way. So when the noise of the world feels overwhelming, remember that the greatest power lies not in what you say, but in what you choose not to say. Your silence is the foundation of your strength, and it will carry you through even the most challenging of times. In life, we are often faced with moments of challenge and hardship, and how we respond to those moments speaks volumes about our strength and character. The true measure of resilience is not found in the ability to react quickly or impulsively, but in the power to remain calm, composed, and centered in the face of adversity. The urge to react is natural. It's human to want to defend oneself, to lash out when wronged, to take immediate action when faced with conflict. Yet, True strength lies not in reaction, but in the ability to pause, to hold steady, and to choose a response that aligns with your inner strength, your values, and your purpose. Resilience is often misunderstood as the ability to endure with stoic determination, pushing through pain and discomfort without acknowledging the difficulty of the situation. But resilience is not just about enduring, it's about choosing how to respond when life gets tough. It's about understanding that while you can't always control the circumstances, you can always control how you react to them. In those moments when life tests you, when obstacles seem insurmountable, the power of resilience is found in your ability to maintain your composure. There is a profound difference between reacting and responding. When you react, you allow external circumstances or other people to dictate your emotions and actions. Reacting is often impulsive, driven by immediate feelings or frustrations. It can lead to actions that, in hindsight, might not serve your greater good. On the other hand, when you respond, you make a conscious decision to act in a way that reflects your true self, your values, and your vision for your life. Response comes from a place of awareness, mindfulness, and strength. It is in your response, not your reaction, that you find the true power to overcome challenges. In the face of adversity, remaining composed does not mean being passive or indifferent. It does not mean accepting defeat or simply waiting for the storm to pass. Instead, it means choosing to meet the challenge with clarity, perspective, and confidence. You may not have control over the external situation, but you have absolute control over how you choose to move through it. And in those moments when the pressure mounts, when everything around you seems uncertain, your ability to remain calm and resilient will carry you through. Resilience requires patience. The world moves at a relentless pace, and it's easy to feel like you need to react quickly, to rush to solve every problem, or to fix every situation. But true resilience is built over time, through the quiet, deliberate choice to remain present and centered in the midst of life's storms. Resilience is not an instant reaction. It is a steady, consistent practice. It's about finding your footing even when the ground beneath you feels unstable. It's about trusting that, even when things don't go as planned, you have the strength to navigate whatever comes next. In the moments of difficulty, when things are not going the way you envisioned, take a deep breath, ground yourself. Remind yourself that you are more than capable of handling what life throws your way. You don't need to rush or panic. You don't need to react immediately. The strength lies in giving yourself permission to pause, to reflect, and to respond thoughtfully. In doing so, you begin to see the situation from a wider perspective, and you gain clarity on the best course of action. There will always be challenges. There will always be obstacles that seem too big, too complicated, too overwhelming. But when you face them with resilience, when you choose to rise above the immediate impulse to react, you discover a strength that cannot be broken. You learn that resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about how you rise after each fall, how you find your footing after each misstep, and how you keep moving forward despite the odds. When you respond with composure, you show the world that you are unshakable, that you are not easily swayed by external forces or by the chaos around you. Your calmness becomes a form of strength that others may find inspiring. It shows them that true power does not come from reacting to everything that comes your way, but from having the inner strength to remain steady, no matter what. And in doing so, you not only build your own resilience, but inspire others to do the same. In those moments when it seems like the world is closing in on you, when you feel the weight of every challenge pressing down, remember that the greatest strength you possess is your ability to remain calm, to choose your response, and to keep moving forward. The path to resilience is not always easy, and it requires practice, patience, and trust in yourself. But as you continue to cultivate your inner strength, you will find that your ability to face adversity with courage, composure, and clarity becomes a defining part of who you are. In the end, it is not the challenges you face that define you, but the strength you summon within yourself to rise above them. When life challenges you, when others try to push you to your breaking point, there is a quiet but powerful choice that you can make, one that will speak volumes and break through the noise your silence. When faced with the arrogance of others, when their inflated egos rise to try and diminish you, your response, or rather your lack of response, becomes an incredibly effective tool. Choosing silence, instead of reacting to their attempts to provoke you, is one of the most potent ways to weaken their false sense of power and superiority. People who parade around with an inflated ego are often rooted in fear, insecurity, and a need for validation. Their outward appearance of strength and dominance is a mask that covers up a deep vulnerability. These individuals thrive on conflict, often seeking to diminish others in order to build themselves up. They want to be noticed, to be admired, to be in control. When you react to their provocations, when you play into their game, You reinforce their sense of superiority. You give them exactly what they want: your emotional energy, your attention, your validation. But when you choose silence instead, you disarm them. You show them that their attempts to provoke you fall flat. You reveal their weakness without saying a word. The power of silence in these moments is not passive, it's deeply active. It is an act of courage, of defiance, of taking back control. It requires strength to resist the urge to react, to push back against the emotions that rise within you when you are provoked. But it is in that resistance, in that moment of stillness, that your true power emerges. By not giving them the response they desire, you rob them of their influence over you. They are left with nothing to feed their ego, and the truth of their insecurity begins to surface. In silence, you reveal the emptiness behind their words and actions. You show that their ego has no power over you because you have the strength to remain grounded in your own truth. Moreover, silence is a declaration of self-respect. It says that you do not need to lower yourself to the level of petness or play the game that others want you to play. You understand that your worth is not defined by others' opinions, nor by their need to elevate themselves at your expense. Silence communicates that you are comfortable in your own skin, secure in who you are, and unwilling to engage in anything that doesn't align with your values. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, and by choosing silence, you take back your personal power. You remind yourself that you are not here to seek validation through conflict or approval through arguments. You are here to live your truth, to honor your own journey, and to remain steadfast in your commitment to what truly matters to you. Choosing silence also allows you to maintain your peace. It's easy to be drawn into the whirlwind of drama and conflict, to become entangled in the emotional turbulence of others. But when you remain silent, you create a space of stillness within yourself. You step out of the chaos and into the sanctuary of your own mind. This space allows you to preserve your energy, to stay focused on your own goals, and to maintain the clarity necessary to make wise decisions. In a world that can feel overwhelming at times, silence becomes a refuge, a place of strength that keeps you grounded in your purpose. It is here in your peace that you are able to think clearly, to reflect, and to rise above the distractions that might otherwise derail your path. There is also a deep wisdom in silence. It allows you to reflect and understand the true nature of the situation without rushing to conclusions or reacting from a place of emotion. When you remain silent, you give yourself the opportunity to see the situation for what it truly is. You can step back and evaluate your next move with clarity, rather than allowing the storm of emotion to cloud your judgment. In this stillness, you can access your inner wisdom, understanding that there is often more at play than what appears on the surface. Silence creates the space for deeper insight, allowing you to respond with intention, rather than reacting impulsively. While others may be caught up in their inflated egos, constantly needing to prove themselves, you can rise above. Your silence is not just a refusal to engage with their games, it is a statement of your strength, your wisdom, and your peace. It is the quiet act of taking control of your own narrative, choosing how you will show up in the world, and refusing to be pulled into battles that are not yours to fight. In the end, it is your silence that will break their ego, not through confrontation or conflict, but through the quiet strength of your own inner resolve. In those moments when others try to diminish you, when they use their inflated egos to belittle or provoke, remember that your silence speaks louder than any words could. It is in your quiet, your composure, and your ability to stay grounded that you will break through the noise, revealing their weakness and reaffirming your strength. Courage is often thought of as a loud, dramatic force, a powerful outburst that pushes through barriers and confronts challenges head-on. But true courage is not always displayed in grand gestures or bold moves. Sometimes the greatest courage is shown in the quiet moments of endurance, when everything around you is uncertain, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and the easiest option is to give up. In those times, the courage to endure, to rise above, and to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey, is what sets you apart. This is the courage that doesn't scream for attention, but steadily holds its ground and continues on its path, no matter how tough the road may get. Endurance, in this sense, is a quiet strength. It is not about pushing yourself to the point of breaking, nor is it about fighting every battle that comes your way. It is the courage to face hardship with dignity, to keep moving forward even when the world seems to be stacked against you. Endurance means choosing to keep going, one step at a time, even when the finish line feels distant or when the weight of your burdens feels unbearable. It is the quiet, yet powerful, act of standing tall in the face of adversity, of continuing to walk through the storm, knowing that you are strong enough to make it through. In these moments, you may feel the temptation to give up, to surrender to the challenges that seem endless, but courage is not about avoiding struggle, it's about embracing it. It is the ability to keep your head high even when the winds are howling and the rain is pouring down. It is a refusal to be defeated, to allow your circumstances to define your potential. When life becomes difficult, when things do not go as planned, courage whispers to you to take the next step. It encourages you to rise, to try again, and to keep going even when the path ahead is unclear. Courage is not always about facing an external enemy, nor is it about rushing to solve a problem. Sometimes the greatest battle is against yourself, the voice in your head that tells you it's too hard, that you don't have what it takes, that it would be easier to quit. But courage isn't about silencing that voice, it's about hearing it and choosing to move forward anyway. It is the strength to recognize your doubts and fears, and instead of letting them stop you, using them as fuel to continue. Courage is choosing to trust in yourself, even when the world seems to be questioning your every move. It's about knowing that you are capable of enduring whatever comes your way, and that, no matter how hard things may seem, you are more than strong enough to keep moving forward. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel as though the world is conspiring against you. The weight of obstacles can make you feel small, like your efforts are insignificant. But it is in these moments that courage is most needed. It's the quiet courage that keeps you steady when everything else is moving rapidly in the opposite direction. It's the ability to stay calm when the world around you is chaotic. It's the quiet voice inside you that refuses to give in, that tells you to keep walking, keep pushing, and trust that even the hardest of paths eventually leads to brighter days. Courage is also about patience and ability to endure, not just in the face of immediate challenges, but with the understanding that the journey may be long and difficult. The road to success, to peace, or to personal growth is rarely a straight line. There will be detours, setbacks, and times when it feels like progress is slow. In these moments, the courage to endure means trusting that the effort you put in will eventually pay off. It is not about rushing to reach the destination. It is about trusting the process and having the faith to continue, even when the results are not immediately visible. The courage to endure comes from knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. In every moment of struggle, you have an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you are. When the road is long and hard, when others might give up or turn back, it's the quiet endurance, the inner strength, that keeps you moving forward. It's the courage to know that, even though you cannot always control the outcome, you can control your effort, your resolve, and your attitude. The courage to endure is the courage that carries you through difficult times, that helps you rise above challenges, and that allows you to keep going, no matter what. It may not always be loud or dramatic, but it is the most enduring kind of strength. It is the strength to stay steady, to trust in your own power, and to continue moving forward even when the road ahead feels uncertain. The quiet courage of endurance is the kind of strength that over time builds resilience and shapes your character. It is the strength that pushes you to the finish line, even when you feel like you cannot take another step. And in the end, it is this quiet courage that will lead you to victory. In a world that often values speed, action, and immediate results, there is a profound wisdom in knowing when to stay quiet and when to hold back. Silence is not a passive choice, nor is it a sign of weakness. It is, in fact, a powerful form of self-control and discernment that allows you to respond in the most effective way possible. The wisdom of silence lies in its ability to create space to reflect, to process, and to truly understand what is at stake. It is a conscious decision to avoid the impulse to speak or act out of emotion, and instead to wait for the right moment when your response will carry the most impact. In times of conflict, challenge, or frustration, the urge to react is often overwhelming. The world around you may be chaotic, and the pressure to engage, to prove yourself, or to respond to others can feel like an unrelenting force. But silence in these moments gives you the gift of time. It allows you to step outside the immediate emotional response, to gain perspective, and to think more clearly. It is in this space of quiet that you can gather your thoughts, sort through your feelings, and prepare yourself to respond with intention rather than out of impulse or frustration. The power of silence lies in its ability to create a pause, an opportunity to listen deeply, both to the situation and to your inner voice. It is often in these pauses that we discover the most profound truths. Silence gives you the space to evaluate your choices, to ask yourself whether reacting will serve your greater good, and to consider the long-term consequences of your words and actions. When you remain quiet, you allow yourself the clarity to choose the best course of action, rather than rushing into something you might later regret. By knowing when to stay silent, you show an incredible strength of character. You display the wisdom to recognize that not every moment requires a response, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply to wait. Your silence becomes a declaration of self-respect and a reminder to others that you will not be easily provoked. In the end, silence can often speak louder than any words or actions ever could. In life, challenges and setbacks are inevitable. We all encounter obstacles that test our limits, that stretch us in ways we never imagined, and that seem impossible to overcome. But it is through these very challenges that we find our greatest opportunities for growth. Every difficulty you face, every setback you encounter, is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone on the path to becoming the strongest version of yourself. It is within the hardest moments that you discover the true depth of your resilience and strength. When things don't go as planned, when the road ahead is full of uncertainty, it can feel like the weight of the world is bearing down on you. It's easy to feel defeated, to question whether you have the strength to carry on, and to wonder if things will ever get better. But it is in these moments of struggle that you have the chance to build your resilience. Each challenge you face is a chance to deepen your resolve, to become more resourceful, and to uncover strengths you never knew you had. It is like a muscle that, when exercised under pressure, grows stronger and more capable. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, it's about how you respond to them. It's about your ability to stay focused on your goals, even when the path is unclear or when you feel like giving up. It's about keeping your eyes on the bigger picture, and recognizing that every setback is just a part of your journey. When you face challenges head-on and refuse to be discouraged, you are building the mental, emotional, and spiritual strength that will carry you through even tough times in the future. Each obstacle you overcome adds to your arsenal of resilience. It teaches you lessons, sharpens your skills, and strengthens your character. The process of overcoming challenges is not always easy, and it often requires patience, perseverance, and the willingness to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. But with every step, you become more capable of facing whatever life throws your way. The more you endure, the more you realize that you are capable of handling much more than you ever thought possible. Resilience is not built in moments of ease, but in times of hardship. It is through these challenges that you are shaped into the person you are meant to become, and the strength you gain in the process will serve you throughout your life. In moments of silence, there is an immense opportunity to gather your strength and focus on the journey ahead. It is easy to become overwhelmed by external distractions, by the noise of the world, and by the pressure to act quickly. But true power is found in the ability to step back, to pause, and to wait for the right moment to take action. Silence does not signify inaction or passivity, rather, it is the foundation from which all meaningful action can spring. When you learn to harness the power of silence, you allow yourself the clarity needed to pursue your goals with purpose and precision. In today's fast-paced world, the temptation to act impulsively is everywhere. We are constantly bombarded with messages urging us to respond immediately, to fix things right away, and to never let a problem go unresolved. However, sometimes the most effective action you can take is to remain silent for a while, to allow the dust to settle, and to give yourself the space to think. This silence is not a retreat from the world. It is a way of centering yourself so that when the time comes to act, you do so with intention, confidence, and wisdom. The process of waiting, of allowing yourself the time to reflect, builds strength and determination. In the stillness, you begin to understand your true desires, the path that resonates with your heart, and the strategies that will get you closer to your goals. It is not a moment of weakness or indecision, but one of empowerment. Silence enables you to see clearly without the clouding influence of external pressures or emotions. It gives you the mental space to make the best decisions and to align your actions with your deeper purpose. This silence also helps you cultivate the resilience needed to face challenges. By stepping back and observing, you create a solid foundation for your actions. You are no longer reacting out of fear, frustration, or haste. Instead, you are responding thoughtfully with a clear mind and a strong sense of what is important. The actions you take after moments of reflection are far more powerful because they come from a place of grounded strength rather than from a place of uncertainty or emotional turmoil. When you wait, you build the focus and determination to move forward with greater precision, and your actions are much more likely to have a lasting impact. Choosing silence is choosing to act with intention. It's about taking the time to gather your thoughts, center yourself, and align your actions with your long-term vision. When you embrace the power of silence, you give yourself the space to act with purpose and determination, ready to make a true and lasting difference in the world around you.